Hi everyone, Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about a really spiritual thing that happened this last weekend. So unfortunately, me and my family had to go to a funeral and, well, we didn't have to. Of course we wanted to. But it's my sister's father-in-law, and he was like a father to me too because I've known him since I was 11 years old. And so this was a really, really hard passing for me and my family. So, anyways, a couple days before the passing, this was really weird because my friend who reads professionally, and she also does readings for free, she lives in the United Kingdom and in the UK and England, and she was sending me a message out of the blue, which is fine with me. I don't mind getting messages out of the blue, especially ones like this. But however, she messaged me that this older man was coming to her, not really old but not young, and he was saying something about a ring, kind of like topaz, like this kind of a blue or turquoise or whatever blue color. And he was talking about a tree, and the tree could have been like a tree she thought that was planted in honor of him, or he was just mentioning something about a tree and she couldn't quite make it out. And also, she mentioned that he kept saying yes. He over and over kept saying yes, and like she wasn't knowing if it was confirmation, like I wanted confirmation for something, or she didn't know what the yes was quite about, but he was just shaking his head yes and saying yes, giving her yeses. So, a couple days before she sent me this reading, I had a dream, multiple dreams and premonitions, because I too read myself, about a couple young kids sledding down a hill with a bunch of snow, and they weren't just like sleds that people have nowadays for their children that are like the plastic saucers or plastic sleds or whatever. They were like the sleighs, like the old sleighs, the sleds that had like the sharp two blades, on the bottom of them, and the top part of it where the children sit by themselves or with a friend or with a parent was made out of wood. And I kept seeing that over and over again. And I also kept getting these photos that were not like modern day photos, and they weren't with people like smiling, because back then when people took photos and stuff like that, they didn't smile. It was actually said to be more of a classy type of thing, an appropriate type of thing, to not smile in a photo. So it was very strange and kind of eerie to me that I was getting these visions of old time photos. So fast forward to me and my family going to my sister's father-in-law. I like to call him my father too. His funeral this last Saturday. They were showing pictures that were projected onto these like walls, made for projectors, and like in the church they're usually used to like put scriptures up there so you can follow along in the Bible if you go to church, or like for funerals, they project different pictures of that person onto those walls. Well, there's pictures of him up there, but there was one in particular that my husband was like nudging me and going, "Hey, honey, look up," because I was kind of looking kind of down, because I was looking up and down because I didn't really want to keep looking at the pictures because it obviously was making me sad. But I was about ready to look down when this picture flashed, but my husband tapped me, so I looked back up, and lo and behold, it was a picture of my father-in-law, my sister's father-in-law, going down a hill on a sleigh, an old sled made out of wood with those sharp, pointy bottoms, with either his friend or brother going down the hill. So I really feel that he was trying to connect with me. I don't feel, I know. And also, the old school pictures. So there was a lot of modern day, like 90s pictures of him, and 80s pictures of him, and then 2000s, like pictures of him in the 2000s, like before his passing, when he was still kind of doing good. But there was maybe 4 pictures or something like that of really, really, really old photos of him and his mother, and just him alone, not smiling, black and white, very old vintage pictures. So that creeped me out, because like my connections are always so deep like that, and they never tend to not shock you. If you have ESP, or you're a psychic or anything along the lines, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that. It just never, your mind is always blown. So I was shocked about that. Now back to my friend's reading that she randomly messaged me about. Okay, so about the tree that she was talking about. So we did not plant a tree in honor of him, but my sister, his daughter-in-law, did a snap on her Snapchat of a tree right in front of her yard, and was laughing because she was wondering why a bird kept flying into this like pine tree type tree by her house, or bushes, or whatever they were. They're kind of tree bushes. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. So her next snap was her opening the tree leaves, branches, showing a nest with robin's eggs in them. Okay, what color are robin's eggs? They're a blue. They are a turquoise, a teal type of color. And that's the color that my friend was trying to describe to me. And so it wasn't a ring. It wasn't a topaz, turquoise, blue type ring. But, however, a nest is in the shape of a circle, like a ring. And the eggs inside it were a blue, topaz, turquoise, teal color. So he was reaching out to all the way to my friend in the UK, so she could connect with him, so she could pass the message to me, and I could pass the message to my sister. So how beautiful synchronies and coincidences, if have you, and just spiritual connections is what I like to call them. How beautiful that all was, and it just lined up. Alignment, God's divine timing, all of it was perfect alignment. I thought that I should share that with you guys today, and also make this video be a tribute to my past loved one and my family's past loved one, Gary Ellison, because he was a very good man, big, huge heart, very, 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 very funny, very outspoken. He was a guy that took no shit from anybody, and I feel strongly to say that, if he was the type of guy that was like, if you fuck around, you're gonna get fucked. If you fuck around, you'll get fucked with. And so he just really wanted everybody to learn that not to be afraid of dying. Don't think about dying. Have fun. Live your life. have a voice, have a backbone, and just have fun and be close with your family and your loved ones. That's what I learned from that man growing up. I saw him more often when I was younger. I would have to say ages 10 through 16 and 17 years old. And then it became kind of less in my 20s and stuff because I had children, I got married, and all that. But I still saw him at family functions and stuff like that. And I didn't really get to see him too much in his last days because of the pandemic. And then he ended up getting really sick, and then I ended up losing a baby, and I lost a house due to a natural disaster. And everything just kind of was getting crazy, so I didn't get to see him in his last days. But growing up and all the way through my 20s and early 30s, he was a big part of my life, and I wanted to make this video as a tribute to him, and also to let you guys know that your loved ones, your past loved ones that are gone, there is a life after death, whether people want to believe that or not. And they will always be watching over you, and they will always be giving you signs. So if you're wanting answers to something, my suggestion, which you don't have to take this if you don't want to, is to always pray to God. And yes, I'm talking about the God, the one and only Jesus Christ, but also to reach out to your loved ones in spirit. And most of the time, the best place to do that is the nature. Be outside, be in trees, go camping, be by the water, go fishing, or just sit by the water, go swimming. I'm telling you, you'll have the most beautiful signs and messages from your past loved ones. So I thought I would get on today and make this tribute video. And I love you, Gary Ellison, and the Ellison family, and all the Lindos. Love you very much. And the Gizas, me and my husband. And I just wish everyone well. Everybody who's grieving and mourning for a loved one, I wish you well. I send you love and healing. And I will be on with another life topic.